My name is Robert Jordan Osler. I'm a nursing student with Joyce University, and I'm closing my final nursing semester. My background consists of 13 years in emergency medical services with educational degrees in emergency care and public service. What is the purpose of quality and safety education for nurses? Due to the nature of nursing, we must constantly be vigilant to perform quality and safe practice with our patient care and representing our facilities. Quality and safety is not just the responsibility of the risk department or quality teams. It is something everyone has to be directly involved with and cognizant of on a moment-to-moment basis. Even a small deviation from proper quality and safety procedures can result in devastating consequences such as loss of life, limb, or liberty. Hence why there is an entire group dedicated to improving quality and safety and pushing that education out to nurses to help the nurse stay informed. Throughout this presentation, we'll be discussing the following areas: communication and teamwork, patient and family-centered care, evidence-based practices, quality improvement, informatics, and patient safety. Communication and teamwork. Conflicts are neither constructive nor disruptive, but the ways these are handled make them either positive or negative. Abdul Ghaffar on the Army and Navy Academy website. Conflict is inevitable, as well as disruptive behavior. Sometimes it can even lead to workplace violence. As Dr. Ghaffar mentioned, the way in which we handle those scenarios will determine if it is a positive or negative experience. Dr. Ghaffar goes on to state that the conflict isn't the problem. It is when conflict is poorly managed that is the problem. From this, we learned that it's critical for nurses to learn to communicate properly. Due to the nature of healthcare and our patients oftentimes being in their worst possible situation, the nurse can either make that situation positive or negative. We have the power to impact the life of many around us, including our coworkers. The Crisis Institute offers 10 de-escalation techniques that can be effectively utilized by nurses for use with coworkers or irate patients. Be empathetic and non-judgmental, respect personal space, use non-threatening nonverbal communication, keep your emotional brain in check, focus on feelings, ignore questions that challenge your authority and redirect the issue back to the issue, set limits, choose wisely on what can be negotiable and what cannot, allow for silence and reflection, allow time for decisions. We are in control of how we respond, and by implementing those 10 steps, we can effectively de-escalate a bad situation and improve the patient-provider or coworker-to-coworker relationship. Good communication is critical for effective teamwork and collaboration in patient care. When there is a deficit in teamwork or collaboration, patient care will be negatively impacted. One method to combat ineffective communication is utilizing the STEPS method. This picture demonstrates the correlation between different aspects of STEPS. The basic structure being that of patient care is leadership, communication, mutual support, and situation monitoring. These are skills that can be developed and impacted by knowledge, attitude, and performance. When applied effectively, collaboration, respect, teamwork, and patient care is enhanced and the patient needs will be met. Patient and family-centered care. A major aspect of nursing is meeting the patient and their family's needs. The reality is when we have a patient, it is not just one person, it is typically their entire family and their friends as well that need to be cared for. Care such as providing respite care so the family can take a moment to recover and recuperate, or advocating for the patient's desires so that the patient knows that they are being heard and will be taken care of in their time of need. What is the benefit of patient care? Patients gain knowledge of their health conditions, treatment plans, or healthcare access. After gaining knowledge, patients are more likely to develop confidence. With confidence, patients can be motivated and gain self-determination abilities. Self-determination empowers patients to seek more health information, acquire more knowledge of their health, and become more confident. Thus, we can see that as we develop our focus-centered care on the patient and family needs, it enhances their knowledge, develops self-determination, involves the patient, and helps both parties develop more confidence, not only in the care being provided, but also in themselves. Evidence-based practices. Evidence-based practice is the practice that is backed by research and is proven to be effective and safe for meeting patient needs and care outcomes. As graduate nurses, we have a duty to continue learning and keeping up to date with evidence-based practices. An example of this would be tourniquet usage in emergency services. When I first began in 2009, the practice of tourniquets was taught to be a last resort and should be avoided when possible. Now it is being taught as a potential first-line treatment for trauma, as it is more effective at controlling bleeding and preserving limbs rather than just bandaging and pressure. Healthcare continually developing and growing. When we stop asking why and just willingly accept whatever we are told as is the practice, that is when our patient care can be negatively impacted. There are many places which one can access evidence-based practices. Examples of those are the Learn from the for Joyce University students, PubMed Central, hosted by the National Library of Medicine, Medscape, Wiley Online, and many more other nursing journals and other resources can be found at the link presented there. Quality improvement. The purpose of quality improvement is to deliver safe, high-quality healthcare to patients in all clinical settings. Nurses are on the front line. We are in the trenches every day with our patients and collaborative teams. As such, nurses have the direct and unique ability to impact quality and safety on patient care and promoting change within their facilities. Much like with evidence-based practices, it is important to be cognizant and observant throughout our patient care practices. Be the patient advocate, be the change you want to see happen, and find ways to positively impact your patients, your facility, and your community. Informatics. Technology is an incredible and powerful tool that can be utilized as an aid by the nurse to rapidly chart, stay organized, and enhance communication between the nurse, the patient, and provider. Technology and informatics now give us the ability to quickly access patient data. It also allows the nurse to keep the data for each patient organized in a central location and enhanced charting. Technology also allows for enhanced security of personal data when it is utilized properly, such as not sharing of passwords and making sure to log out whenever the terminal is not being readily accessed. Another incredible aspect of informatics is that it enhances the availability of data and information, especially concerning diseases and community health. This access to data allows for tracking of trends, spread of disease, financial data, and evidence-based practices. For example, if a nurse wants to improve the health of the community, the nurse can begin by collecting data, analyzing that data, then present that data via presentation tools to demonstrate why a change is needed to occur and why the issue is such a problem. Patient safety. I once heard a story of an elementary school teacher that was teaching her class about fairness. She instructed the students to pick a spot on their hand that hurt and would require a band-aid. The first student said it was his left index finger. Then as she walked around the room, the children would tell her where they were hurting, and she would proceed to place the band-aid on the left index finger, even though it was wrong. They claimed that it wasn't fair. However, the teacher explained that it was fair because everyone received the same treatment and action. She then explained that there is a difference between fairness and being right. This is also applicable in nursing. We cannot treat everyone the same way because it is not right. We can treat everyone fairly and treat them in the manner that they are in need of. This brings in another aspect of nursing, in that of accountability. Nurses must be accountable. This includes being accountable to themselves and to others for their actions. Integrity is a part of this. When a nurse makes a mistake, error reporting needs to occur to help prevent further mistakes like that from being made again. Much like we have discussed about incident reports, these are used to improve safety and quality, not necessarily for punishment. As mentioned previously about error reporting and accountability, an error that occurs can frequently be medication errors. Pharmacist Zipporah Leader provides 10 strategies to reduce medication errors. So minimizing clutter, and especially in your med room, and keep it organized. Verify orders given. Use barcodes to provide second verification in the med room and at the bedside. Be aware of look-alike and sound-alike medications. Have someone else double-check the medication. Have warning systems in place in the event that the wrong medication is obtained. Involve the patient, such as educating the patient about the medication and having the patient verify that it is the drug discussed with their provider. Trust your gut. Be proactive. Don't wait for an error to happen. Find ways to help improve the process. Track the errors to help reduce future issues. In conclusion, quality and safety is not just for one person or one entity within a facility. It takes everyone to make a quality and safe environment for our patients. Remember that as part of the process, we need to have good communication, teamwork, make it centered on patient and family care, follow and keep up-to-date evidence-based practices, strive to improve the facility and communities you are in, utilize technology as part of the patient care, and finally and always remember that patient safety must always be priority, especially when it comes to medications.